Hey everybody, welcome back. It's the Ancient One with you once again on another Sunday afternoon playing Star Trek Online. Today we're going to go in the episode or chapter of yes, what are we doing? Oh, hi. We are going to be doing oh yes, of Signs Importance, and that's in the where is that? And few no of the New Frontier chapter. I'll get my brain together. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm the Ancient One on a Sunday afternoon playing Star Trek Online, and we're going to play the chapter, New Frontier chapter, episode of Signs Importance, with my Romulan character, Maysot, and her driving around in her Voth Bastion flight cruiser. This is in the New Frontier chapter of our missions and mission episodes, and this is what, maybe the second chapter in the New Frontier second episode in the New Frontier chapter. It's dealing with the Lucaris and in their invasion, and this eventually leads us up to Mirrors and Smoke. I don't know if they have anything after that, but we're going to do a real-time walkthrough, not without using any wiki, Star Trek Online wiki material. It's just going to be a cold run through, my first time playing it, on this character and any character for that matter. Okay, so with this one, here we go. In this one, the rewards are as follows. You get, after you deal with once you've completed this mission, you get either, you can choose between the Braden Reconnaissance Deflector, and actually the Braden's series of consoles for your ship. In my opinion, they're nothing special. I feel like the assimilated Borg consoles are much better once you've completed those, if you've got those equipped. But honestly, I don't see anything special with these. The Reconnaissance Deflector has a 17.5 shield capacity of 43.8 control expertise and 26.2 terrain expertise and 26.2 starship perception. This is probably good for, if you're an engineering officer or a science vessel, to equip your ships with these consoles. The assimilated deflector, if you do a side-by-side, adds +5 to auxiliary, 26 to hull capacity, 61 to starship control, and that's without upgrades. So I don't know. It's to me, it's apples and oranges. I mean, you can go either way, but I feel like the assimilated consoles are much better. But who knows? it might be nice to have add some new consoles to your inventory. With the Hyper Impulse engines, you get 17.5 starship impulse expertise. You get a 12.8 buff to your flight speed, as compared to the assimilated. And I'm going to go and compare with the assimilated transwarp engines. When you get a 13.5 flight speed buff, and you get a turning, you get 0.14 with the flight turn rate as compared to the Braden reconnaissance hyper impulse engines where you get a plus 13 turn rate. You get a little added buff of 122.7 when all engines are to powers, but you get 142.5 when you go to full impulse in with your simulated transwarp engines. So, you know, it's up to you. With the you get a covariant shield, which is nice with the Braden rewards package on this one. I really like the covariant shields because it does increase your maximum shield capacity, and it's actually probably the nicest console of the three. You get an additional 7,949.7 maximum to your shield capacity as compared to 6,570 with your simulated regenerative shield. 271 shield regeneration every 6 seconds, which is nice, but you do get it a 513.3 shield regeneration after 6 seconds with your simulated shield. The regenerative shield, I feel like covariant shield arrays are better than regenerative shield arrays, only because you do get that added capacity, and there's more benefits to that than having your shields regenerate every 6 seconds. Also, you get this 200% flight turn rate when shields are when your shield face is depleted. You get this really great buff of 200% flight turn rate for 5 seconds, and then you get a 200% flight speed increase for 5 seconds. So that can trigger every 60 seconds. In my opinion, this is the console you're looking for. Next to, if you're a phaser user on your Starship, it adds 30% to your console, tactical console phaser buff, which is very, very nice. And then you get a couple of space traits and ground traits to your inventory if you'd like, or to your stats. If you want to go that route, you could get regenerative control synergy, which increases the regen of activating control bridge officer abilities, and your ground traits. That's space trait. And your ground trait is regenerating kit modules bonus. So you get those little additional bonuses. To me, not so great. I think the big winners here are your plus 30% phaser damage and your Braden reconnaissance covariant shield reward. So your call. You know, for all you guys who like to collect the sets, then you can just replay this mission over and over until you get the whole set, which should be nice. You get the, you know, once you get the set, you get all those reconnaissance technologies, the covariant shield array, hyper impulse engine core. You get Braden particle detection. Let's see, can we see what those are? I think I probably need to get it first before we see what those are. But in any case, you get a Braden engine infusion and Braden crosswiring, which is probably buffs to your EPS conduits. And then engine infusion is probably buffs to your engines, and particle detection buffs to science. All right, let's start the mission, shall we? So we got to warp on over to Ferenginar, where we are, and let's do it, shall we? Haranze 1 is the planet that we want to be. And let's begin of Sign's importance. Okay, looks like we got to work with the Klingons on this. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna launch some, I got some Voth Heavy Elite fighters in my hangar. And we're gonna rendezvous with the Ruskava. So she's asking us to launch, move towards the planet and launch a probe. So apparently they got proto-matter, and we've launched a probe. So they want us to move closer and scan the first moon. So we're going to scan the first moon. And they want us to go to the second moon. And once I go into full impulse, I lose my hangar pets. I guess they can't keep up for some reason, and I lose them. Scanning the second moon. And then we'll head to the third moon. If you guys want to friend me, I'm at Irins, I-R-I-N-S. And if you catch me online, send me a shout. Say hi. Class L Moon. There's life on the planet, and there's no signs of protomatter. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the planet. Now they're getting information from the probe that we sent to the planet. Collect telemetry. And no protomatter here. Let's warp out. Okie dokie. They're reading protomatter signatures once we've warped out, and it looks like the scans indicate that the event occurred within the last 24 hours. Let's see what General Rodek wants. So we're going to go scan the debris. Lots of ships. Let's scan some more, shall we? Okay. Let's investigate even further. And let's see what these scans yield. Okay. Let's go find out why this happened. Okay, let's continue to scan the area. Disabled ship is sending a distress call, and I'll help them out. Send some engineers aboard. Help them repair their ship. And let's recover some life pods, shall we? Boy, I would sure be relieved to be saved if I were stranded in a life pod in the middle of space. I just finished watching that movie Life with Jake Gyllenhaal and those guys. And you know, it's got that bizarre twist ending. I don't know if you guys saw it, but you know, they have to go escape in life pods at some point. Spoiler alert. Whoa, it's a little bit tricky nailing down this, getting the spot. Here we go. You got to zoom in on your map to get to these life pods. And I was thinking, like, oh my god, what would I do if I had to eject out of my spacecraft into a life pod? I guess you just sort of hope you have some sort of cryogenic sleep method to get through the time and space before somebody finds you, if somebody finds you. And I cannot find this last life pod. See, it is very tricky. Okay, but I have the ships following me. Oh, here we go. Is that them? No. Okay, I'm here. Where are they? Huh. Very strange. Very, very strange. I'll keep looking around a little longer. For the last group of life pods, I mean, there's three sets, so here we go. Very tricky. Doesn't say if you're too high or too low. You just kind of have to find this little group of pods here, and they are a small little group. Okay, let's return them to their ship. Okay, beam them back. And they're going to go to Starbase K13. Okay. Going to red alert, and it looks like we have to warp into the next system. I have to say though, I kind of like Life, except for the ending. It was a little too bleak for my opinion. I wish it had ended on a happier note. And because the effects were very nice, and I just love space movies, and if they're done right or done well, the story could be mediocre and I'll still like it. So in terms of effects and realism and all that kind of jazz, I thought it was interesting how they you didn't know what was kind of happening, or like why things were happening during the movie, and then it was kind of explained after a while, like, oh, that's why that happened and that's why that happened, the kind of thing. And it's movies that keep you guessing. I like, even though it was terribly derivative of Alien and its structure and story. So the Zenkethi are up to no good, and we gotta go to that planet and stop them. So let's approach the planet, shall we? The Zenkethi are buff. They're clearly a warrior race. Okay, let's fight. I have the one thing I really like about Star Trek Online is that they do occasionally go the extra mile and pay an actor to do voiceovers or voice work for them. Not always. Sometimes it's clearly the audio guy who's doing the voice, and it's not really very convincing. However, when they do hire somebody, it makes the game all that more enjoyable. Faux show. I upgraded some of my weapons, and it seems to be working. This Razbesh battleship is pretty tough. You may spend a little more time on them, unless you have a tactical ship, in which case you'd probably be able to knock them out pretty quick. I mean, I'm just pelting them with photon torpedoes, and it's just, he's barely feels it. There we go. I'll take that. Okie doke, let's approach the planet. And it's beamed down with my posse. Okay. So we're going to be scanning for protomatter traces. This planet looks remarkably like New Romulus, but I'm not going to say anything. Let's go into the valley. And we'll keep scanning. I always find if I bang my tricorder, it works after a while. And there they are, the Zenkethi. Okie dokie. Let's engage the Zenkethi. They're gonna be no match for Starfleet's finest. Hello. Let's stick my horde on them. I just completed an accolade, radiation therapy. For warrior race, they're pretty easy to knock out. Sad to say. So yes. Okay, stasis shell. Got all these cool little drops from reputation rewards. And now we've got to go to the next area to scan. It's like always the most violent fights on the prettiest planets. Have you noticed that? I mean, look at that. Look at that really nice flower with hovering orbs. Why, I say, why? Who do you think would win in a battle, the Zenkethi or the Hirogen? Ah, I got you thinking. She's pretty badass for a science officer. We're getting closer to that proto-matter bomb. Oh, peekaboo. So they have cloaking technology. I don't think the Hirogen do have cloaking technology. So the real question is who would win in a battle, Zenkethi or the Predators? They both have cloaking technology. Ah, they're the guards. Okay. Okay, we gotta go to that tunnel behind the waterfall. And voila. Okay. More battling with Zenkethi. Now it's going to be all about protecting our friend here while she disables it. Okay. And Kumarki is going to shut it down. So you just have to protect her while she does all the grunt work. I don't know if I'd ever get through this battle without a Klingon at my side. As you can see, none of my away team has taken any damage during this battle, so... And I have it set for Elite. I do believe this is a level 60... Is it a level... I think it's a level 60 quest. Yes, it's a level 60 quest, so you'd expect it to be much harder, but the Zenkethi aren't really that tough. Oh yeah, Grobori is taking some hits now, and Takra is unconscious, but maybe that's because I just spent the last 15 seconds looking up what level this mission was. Where's Takra? Oh, there they are. And Grobori went down again. Wake up, Grobori. Okay. So all our alpha pylons are at 0%. It's a long, bloody battle. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to beam up out of here. And we get into a space battle. We're going to get through this. And we'll continue. So now we need to defeat the Zenkethi and their space squadron, our space armada. We have to defeat the commander ship and both reinforcements. Whoa! Not before I get blown up first. And I got a projectile launcher damage. Oh well, it happens. Happens to the best of us. May as well use everything I got. Called out my photonic fleet. We'll put that frigate and the commander ship in a cloud, in a warp plasma cloud, hopefully. I have the worst aim when it comes to dropping my plasma. And then I push him right through the plasma cloud. Ah. Oh well. You figure after all this time I'd learn how to properly pilot my flight cruiser. Not the case. These are one of my little favorite devices is the polymorphic probe array. They disable subsystems on your enemy ships, and they also deliver anti-proton damage. See, he's dead in the water. Offline. They're great. he can't fire weapons, and he is disabled. And that cruiser's gonna try to repair, I think. The unfortunate thing is it's like a 2-minute cooldown for those polymorphic orbs. So use them when you really need to. All right. So that takes care of that. We will now enter a hail from this Zenkathy dude. And I'm sure we will meet them in the future again. They definitely have more passion than the Hirogen. And that's it of Signs Importance. So you're basically battling the Zenkathy in the space and the ground and testing your metal against theirs, and hopefully your character, you've built up your officers to withstand, you know, the heat of a very violent warrior race like the Zenkathy. They do pack a wallop. And their ships are pretty tough. I would say tougher than, you know, so if you're best to have your 5U or 6 tier 6 ship on the ready when fighting these guys. And that's it. And we'll get to pick our awards. Can you guess which one I'm going to pick? Which of the following rewards I'm going to pick? While I'm very tempted to pick the Reconnaissance Covariant Shield Array, I'm going to go for this, well, tactic, actually I am going to go for the Reconnaissance Covariant Shield, only because you can always upgrade your phaser relay consoles, and if you want to get a set, it's best to start off with something you could use, and this is in which case it'd be the Covariant Shield. So I'm going to grab that, provided there's room in my inventory. And there's no room in my inventory, but I'll get that later. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed my walkthrough of Signs Importance. Yeah, and we'll see you next time. I'll try to be on the, try to pop in every few days, if not once a week, but I will definitely be around. And again, my name is Irins, Irins, I-R-I-N-S. And you can find a number of my characters. I will show you who I got out there. I've got Maysat. She's a Romulan. I've got Hathaway, who's a Betazoid Starfleet officer. I got Charlotte, who's a yesteryear character from. She's only level 47 right now, but Rear Admiral. But you can find her. Lekari is my Klingon babe, and that's Lekari, Lekari. Cat 5, who is also another Romulan science officer, and Tackett, who is a Starfleet um, engineering officer. So sorry. So Tackett's engineering, Vulcan. Cat 5 is a Romulan, assimilated Romulan's engineering. Lakari is a tactical Klingon. Charlotte's a engineering Federation. Hathaway's a science officer, and Maysat's also a science officer. However, she's flying a Romulan, and she's flying a Bastion flight cruiser. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.